right? Like, yeah, he's a great driver. There's no doubt. Yeah, he can win a lot of Xfinity races. Cup racing's different, right? Like, everybody is that great at this level. Everybody's fantastic. So you can't drink your own Kool-Aid too much when you think you're the next thing, right? And then you're gonna get here and fall on your face, right? Like, I lived it, I've been there. So as good as I think he is and will be, um, I also think that just you got to stay humble throughout it all and just remember what's important.
You're entering as the 12 seed. Will that change strategy for the next 3 races in particular?
If what?
You're entering as the 12 seed, being that far buried in points. Will that change the game plan for the next 3 weeks, especially?
I make a game plan 1 week at a time. So I know this week I'd like to win. If not, I'd like to leave with over 20 points over the cut line. That's what I know.
Entering the playoffs, do you like flying under the radar, so to speak? Like, for example, no one at the beginning of the playoffs really pegged you, and then you went on to win, and then you went on to win.
Yeah.
Do you feel that same feeling this year?
I think we've kind of ruined the under the radar thing at this point. So, which is fine, right? I mean, it's kind of a unique position for us to be in. I think if you look at our stats, people would say you're under the radar, but I think they look at the whole body of work over last 10 years. They'd say, well, I don't think they're under the radar that much. So, it's a very unique spot to be in, right? Like, I think we have a really solid race team in the playoffs, and so I look forward to this part of the year every year.
Kind of to that, you've won when you weren't supposed to, and you've won when you were supposed to. I mean, does that give you any sort of, I don't know what you call it, confidence or whatever going in each year, because you have done that? I mean, 3 championships, you've won every way you can.
Yeah, and honestly, the years I felt like we should have won the championship, we didn't. Right? So I think the key lesson of all that is just you're never out of it, right? Until you were out, you were not out. Even last year, when I thought I was out, I was not out. So, it's a very interesting 10 weeks that's gonna, come at us here, and it's unpredictable. I don't know exactly how it's going to play out. Nobody knows. That's why the plan's 1 week at a time, because you just don't know what the next race is going to bring at you. So you handle what's ahead of you, and you just take it 1 week at a time. You handle today, tomorrow will take care of itself, right? And it's no different than what our parents taught us, right? Like, it's the same stuff.
Have we ever seen a back-to-back champion in this format? Is it possible?
Yeah, this year.
So following up on that, I mean, you've always had this unwavering, from what I've seen, unwavering belief that you're going to go out and wax the playoff field. Is there a moment where that switch flipped in your head?
To where I think, at what point? Before? Yeah, there's definitely a moment. Early in my career, I didn't have much confidence at all. I had no reason to be confident. I was like, you can't just BS yourself, right? Like, the truth, right? Like, you can't just tell, like, the whole fake it till you make it thing doesn't work with yourself. You know who you really are, and you know what your team really is capable of. And so, for me, like early in my career, I had no reason to have any confidence. Why was I gonna, would just be lying to myself and everybody else? But I do feel like our team is really, really strong in this time of year, which makes me feel good about it no matter where we start the playoffs. I feel like we have a great chance of getting there. I think we can rise to the occasion better than any other team out here. That's why most of our wins come at this time of year. It doesn't mean that because you did it last year, you're going to be able to do it again. You got to find more. You got to find the next piece. And I think Paul does a great job at challenging our race team to do that.
How big of a gauge is Gateway in New Hampshire in prepping for Phoenix, and which track would be more similar of the two to Phoenix?
Probably Gateway is more similar to Phoenix, just because it's smooth. Loudon's got those big bumps, the transitions. It's kind of a unique track, and more fall off as well. So, Loudon's kind of a unique one. Similar, right? Like, setup-wise, you're probably not that different, but just the way you drive the track for the driver is quite a bit different. But, just because you're good at those tracks, you got to get there still, right? It's because we're good at Phoenix most of the time. We got to still get there.
And entering these final 10, what do you feel is your biggest strength and your biggest weakness?
Our biggest strength is going to be, those type tracks you just brought up. Those 1 mile flat tracks. That's, our wheelhouse. Our biggest weakness is probably 1.5 miles. With that said, I still think we can win at them. I just think that's our toughest point, our biggest hurdle, I guess, to try to jump.
What keeps the relationship with Paul fresh? Obviously, we've seen in the sport that there often is an expiration date on driver-crew chief relationships, and they vary from who the two are. But what keeps it fresh as opposed to this is getting close to a type of thing?
Honesty. It's the same as every other relationship you've ever had in your life, right? As soon as you guys start making up stories or lying to each other, that's the end. It's coming, right? Whether you know it or not, it's going to come up and bite you. You just got to be honest with each other. You got to have those hard conversations. You got to be able to talk things out and see each other's perspectives. I think that's really the biggest thing. And I don't think there's ever a moment that I feel like Paul hasn't been honest with me. We've had the hard conversations. They're not fun, but it's what makes a strong relationship, right? You see that with your wife or your spouse, whatever. Like you gotta have the hard conversations too. They're not fun. I get that, but you're in it for the long haul, aren't you? So you gotta handle it.
I'm Caleb Barnes with FrontStretch.com. Come back soon for more great racing videos, and if you like us, don't forget to hit the subscribe button.